quick little disclaimer before this video begins. I might have been talking out of my ass. I'm just kind of rambling here. I needed to get my thoughts out about Rakurium, so if you want to listen to a ramble, go ahead, but I'll warn you, it is quite a ramble. Yo, what is up, guys? So, I have a bit of a different video for you guys today, and that is a theory video based on Pokemon Horizons, the actual good Pokemon anime. The entire reason why I am doing the entire Ash anime, yes, I'm doing the entire fucking series. The entire reason why I'm doing all that shit, I don't think it's bad by any means, but the entire reason why I'm doing all that is so I can get to this. Horizons is just so peak, and this is another reason why it's so peak, is something called the Rakurium. Now, I want to do a theory based on what I think it is, because we don't really know for sure. This will basically require you to have watched Horizons and like know what it basically is, but essentially, what we know about it is it has the ability to make Pokemon basically go batshit crazy, batshit insane, and it also has the ability to like uproot nature, like it can like destroy trees, destroy the environment, shit like that. And okay, here's my theory that I have. So, Lucius, in the most recent episode, goes with his friends, Gibeon and Listel, to Rakua. And basically, Rakua is the entire main focus of Horizons, the entire goal of where our current heroes are trying to get to, so that they can learn more about Lucius and just see what was going on there. And basically, Rakua is supposedly this paradise where Pokemon can live in prosperity. And we see Rakua in this most recent episode, and it really does look like a paradise. Legendary Pokemon are there, basically Pokemon from every single region is there. It's just a peaceful place, right? So, naturally, Gibeon, Listel, and Lucius, they're like, okay, well, what's causing this environment? What makes it so prosperous? Well, they go further into Rakua, and they find this thing called the Rakurium, and basically, when Gibeon analyzes it, he finds out that it has these energy levels that are beyond human comprehension, and basically, he starts to go absolutely, like, batshit insane when he gets exposed to it, and he's just like, don't you see this energy beyond human comprehension? It has eternal possibilities. And then you go into modern day, where Gibeon is alive after 120 years and is surrounded by Rakurium in his little chamber there. It's like the Rakurium has the ability to keep one alive for over 100 years, because there's no way a natural human can live for 120 years without the influence of this. So I think Rakurium definitely extends your lifespan, but what's interesting about it is we know that it also makes Pokemon go batshit insane, as we've seen with episode 64, when Spinel basically drugged his Umbreon with it and made it go absolutely insane. And then we know from episode 75 that it can also like destroy trees, destroy nature, and with Gibeon calling it the Eternal Blessing, and basically saying that it has the ability to do basically anything, I have a theory as to what it is, and it's going to link with Pokemon Legends ZA, because the thing is, Gibeon has a Zygarde, and who's going to be the main star of ZA, the next main Pokemon game? Zygarde, right? And another thing is, when Gibeon, Listel, and Lucius go to Rakua, and they find the Rakurium, Gibeon, he orders his Zygarde to like dig up more Rakurium from the deposit where they found it, so that, you know, they can see more of its effects and spread it. But Zygarde literally disobeys its trainer, something that's not supposed to happen, just because it's Zygarde in lore is the natural protector of the ecosystem, and it's basically putting its desire to protect the ecosystem over its job to respond to its trainer's orders. And so it clearly sees the Rakurium as something that ruins the ecosystem, is going to ruin the world, right? And what else does Zygarde see as something that's going to ruin the world in terms of game lore? The Ultra Beasts. That's the reason why Zygarde was in Alola. It was to defeat the Ultra Beasts. And there's rumors that the Ultra Beasts are going to be like actually the main antagonist in Legends ZA. Because the Ultra Beasts aren't in Scarlet and Violet, and nor are Zygarde, Xerneas, or Yveltal, when every single one of the other legendaries in the Pokemon franchise, basically, are in Scarlet and Violet. So people are thinking, oh yeah, and nor are the Tapus, that are also from Alola, and Silvally and Type Null, which were made to be Ultra Beast killers. They're not in Scarlet and Violet either, and the Tapus were also meant to battle the Ultra Beasts. So basically, everything, in my opinion, is pointing to the Ultra Beasts and the Tapus being in Legends ZA. Now, what does this have to do with the Lucorium? Well, if Zygarde thinks that the Lucorium is dangerous to the ecosystem and thinks Ultra Beasts are dangerous to the ecosystem, I don't think it's that much of a stretch to think that the Ultra Beasts could be somewhat related to the Lucorium. And I think basically the Lucorium could potentially unleash chaos. I think it's basically a chaos unleashing thing, and it'll basically just the Ultra Beasts are this chaos, so it could potentially like go into these other worlds in Ultra Space and unleash the Ultra Beasts. Another reason why I think this is because Rakurium is meant to be the opposite to terrestrialization and Terapagos, because Terapagos hates the Lucorium. Like, the second he sees that shit, Listel's like, whoa, Terapagos, are you good? He just goes insane. And then in the modern day, when he sees Spinel drugging his Umbreon with the Lucorium, he literally transforms into his terrestrial form and manages to destroy the tiny little crystal of Lucorium that Spinel has, without even going into his stellar form. And then in the flashback here, he goes into his stellar form and he seals Lucius with the Rakurium to basically prevent it from spreading, at least for now, because we don't know what happens to Lucius and the Rakurium after. But basically, here's what I'm thinking. Terapagos and terrestrialization have the ability to tap into other timelines. So naturally, I would assume that the Rakurium, which is the opposite of Terapagos and terrestrialization, the opposing force, probably has the ability to tap into other timelines as well. Now, I would say that terrestrialization probably has the ability to tap into, like, the natural timelines. The timelines that are made up of, like, the main 18 types, and that have, like, your standard Pokemon in them, all of that. That's why Terapagos has the 18 types symbols, and terrestrialization is linked to the types. Whereas Rakurium could link to Ultra Space and the Ultra Beast and just, like, the Chaos, everything that's beyond what Arceus has created. And I think there's even more evidence for this. If you go to Arceus and you look at the original lore in the Sinnoh games, where it said that Arceus emerged from a primordial chaos. That's where its egg emerged from, and then the egg hatched. Now, I'm one of those people that think that this primordial chaos was like an ultra wormhole or some shit. Not that it necessarily came from ultra space as we know it, but it came from chaos of some kind. And I think this Rakurium could be the crystal manifestation of the chaos. Like, and the mist that the Rakurium gives off could have been like the initial chaos or something like that. Or at least the Rakurium is related to the initial chaos before the universe was created. And I essentially think that this is going to have massive implications for ZA, and the Rakurium is going to be involved in ZA. And the Rakurium could potentially involve in like the entire multiverse being destroyed and like basically replacing what Arceus created with a whole new world that's like Ultra Beast populated, and that'll be the future of the franchise after the 30th anniversary. Like, I can imagine the 30th anniversary being like this massive thing where all the main Arceus universes collide, and then everything beyond Arceus, like the Ultra Beasts. I know it's not like confirmed that the Ultra Beasts aren't created by Arceus, but for this theory, I think it kind of works with that. And so, I basically think that maybe after Gen 10, we'll focus on Ultra Space, and the franchise will actually get unique, and the Rakurium and the Chaos, and going beyond the worlds that Arceus created is how they're going to do this. Now, I hope that makes sense. This isn't really a structured video by any means, as I said in my disclaimer at the beginning. I just kind of wanted to ramble my thoughts because I have so many theories about this, and I just needed to rant it out. If you disagree, that's totally fine. I could have just been like rambling, and it makes no sense. But this is genuinely what I think. I've done some analyzing, and I think this is the direction where it's heading. I think the Rakurium basically has infinite possibilities. That's why it's called the Eternal Blessing. And Lucius even says that it goes beyond natural laws, like it's beyond nature and human comprehension. And I would assume that nature is like the 18 types and everything that Arceus created, and then the Rakurium is beyond that. And what's beyond Arceus? The primordial chaos. That's all that existed before Arceus, according to the Sinnoh lore. So yeah, I really hope that this makes sense. If you really listen to my whole ramble, thank you. I appreciate it.